This area is exploding, and we're seeing a record number of investors shifting their property strategy into their superannuation to level up their portfolio. Hey everyone, my name is Nick. I'm a director here at Handle Properties, and we help Aussies fast track their wealth through high-performing investment properties all around the country. We are currently buying 20 properties every single month, and today I want to break down exactly how we think about SMSF property investing. And I'm qualified to do so because I was a former financial planner. Because if it is done right, it can be an incredibly powerful part of your long-term wealth plan. Firstly, how do we approach SMSF property investing? So superannuation investing isn't the same as personal investing, and that's why most people get it wrong. Here's our philosophy. Number one, you have a long-term investment horizon, which means you need to buy exceptional assets. With SMSFs, you're not flipping, you're not trying to recycle equity, you're just buying great assets that should sit in your account for 10, 20, or even 30 plus years. So the quality needs to be elite. And safety first. This is retirement money, so we avoid anything speculative or risky. No oversupplied areas, no questionable developments, and no projects that rely on hope to deliver returns. And look for higher yield to offset the higher interest rates. SMSF lending typically has higher interest rates. And to make the numbers work, we prefer assets with solid and reliable yields that reduce your out-of-pocket holding costs. 4. Consistent long-term growth. You don't need 20% plus annual growth year on year because you can't extract and touch that equity anyway. Instead, you want assets that will safely outperform the market over decades to come, not months. And this is the biggest difference between SMSF investing and buying property in your personal name. Because you can't access the equity unless you sell in an SMSF, you need to be playing the long-term compounding game. 5. Negative gearing isn't useful here. Your SMSF tax rate is only 15%, so negative gearing benefits are tiny. Equity returns matter far more than tax refunds. 6. Avoid value-adding strategies. Renovations, granny flat extensions, most of these are not simple and are sometimes banned in an SMSF structure. Generally, you cannot borrow to improve a property that's purchased through a super fund. Everything has to be funded with the cash already inside the SMSF. So in most cases, choose low maintenance, set and forget properties that require almost no ongoing upgrades. And now let's look into, do SMSF property investments actually outperform traditional superannuation? So let's look at the maths for scenario 1, which is an index portfolio of shares within a vanilla super fund. So $100,000 invested, a 10% return. At the end of the year, your 100K is only worth $110,000, a growth of $10,000. Simple, safe, nothing wrong with this. But with a super fund, but in scenario 2, with an SMSF property, use that 100K as a 20% deposit to buy a 500K property. That 500K property grows by 10%, which makes your super fund worth $550,000. And assuming very conservative costs of $15,000, your total fund has grown $50,000 less $15,000 worth of costs, which brings a $35,000 gain. That's a $35,000 gain. $25,000 more than index investing with a super, and 3.5 times what you could have done by investing in a vanilla super fund. This is why many investors are pivoting into SMSF property investing. You're letting compounding work on a much bigger asset base. So what's the catch? There is one. Unlike personal property investing, you cannot extract the equity for your next purchase. You can't do equity release strategies in super. You can't access the gains. You must either sell the property or wait until retirement. That's why SMSF portfolios must be designed differently. You want a couple of long-term, exceptional, low-maintenance assets that quietly grow into a 7-figure retirement base. So if you're considering buying property inside your SMSF through lending, strategy and structure matter more than anything. Done poorly, it can be restrictive. Done well, it can be the highest returning part of your entire retirement plan. So if you'd like help designing the right SMSF property strategy, or you want us to find the right long-term asset for your fund, reach out and let's map it out together.